Oh hi, welcome to the video. In this video, we are going to learn Flask. So what are we trying to do in this video? So basically, we are going to make a simple Flask app through which you can upload files, and that files would be directly uploaded on a database. We are not going to use SQL Alchemy because that's a pretty easy one. You just have pre-made commands. So we're going to use the raw SQLite. So we're going to write queries like create table if not exist and stuff like that. So this tutorial is going to be a little bit long, but if you follow along with me, it's going to be fun and very informative, I promise you that. So let's get started. Let's build a Flask app that can upload files on a database like PDF, images and Word files and anything. So without wasting much of time, let's get started. See you in the video. So before starting this tutorial, I want to show you what are we trying to build basically. So here is the entire Flask app, and we have an HTML, CSS and a little bit of Bootstrap. So let me just run it and show you what are we trying to build, because it's very important. This video is a little bit long, lengthy. So if I open my tab here, you can see. So let me just open that. So you can choose file. We are also going to style that button. So if I say like this file, and if I hit submit button, this file would be added on a database. So I can stop the server, and just to show you, a pdf.db is created here, you can see. So open in the finder. So let me just open that in the finder, and then I can show you the data. Of course, it's easy. So left click, open with Sqlite. All right, so just hit OK. This is the date. This is the table here, you can see. Let me just try to show you. Here you can see we have two blob objects, which is just created when we hit the submit button. So this is what we're going to create using Flask, SQLite. We have database, we have Jinja templating, we have WT forms, and everything wrapped up together in this video. So let's get started. Let's start the tutorial. All right, let's get started with the tutorial, and here we go. We are gonna build the Flask app. So I'm back on my terminal. So here the objective of this video is for you guys to learn a lot of stuff. So we are not gonna create folders with the left click and make a new folder. We are gonna solely use terminal. So you will also learn about if you know it, you can revise these commands. So first of all, I'm gonna clear the terminal, right? And after that, I have to head over to the desktop directory. So I can say cd des, and I can hit the tab button to autocomplete. So here you can see I'm on the desktop. I can say ls to list all the file. I can clear it up. Now I want to create a directory known as YouTube video, because I'm recording for YouTube. So we're gonna make this project, right? So I'm gonna say mkdir, right? And what I can say is projectytd. And remember, the code is also there on the GitHub account, so make sure to check that out. So mkdir project. So here you can see I can clear it up. Now there is a folder created known as project YTD. So what I can do is I just need to go inside that folder, so I can just hit the tab button easily. So now you can see, now initially this is empty. We need to create a basic template for our Flask app. So the way we're gonna do that is mkdir. We need a folder known as templates. So here you can see we have created a folder known as templates. So let's head over into templates. Here you can see it's empty right now. So I want to create some files. So I'm gonna say touch base.html. So here you see I created a file known as base.html. Now we need to create a home.html. So now we're gonna say home.html. So if I now clear the terminal, here you see there are two files. Head over to the back directory. Now we need to create an Python file. So I'm gonna say touch app.py. So simply app.py. So if you see, so here we have app, and then we have templates. So it's pretty much easy, good to go. And now what we need to do is basically head over to one directory back, and I can say clear. I can do ls and cd. Remember our folder name was project YTD. So I don't want to do cd, I want to open in an editor. So I can say atom, then I can say project YTD, open it up. Now here we start the project. Just want to make sure my recording is on. It's gonna be a little lengthy video. Alright, so here I am on my editor, or on my Atom editor. You can use IntelliJ, PyCharm, Jet, whatever you like, Sublime. So here you see. So essentially we are also going to use a Bootstrap for this. So let me also go to Google. I'm gonna walk you through each and everything step by step, very basic, right? So First of all, what we need to do is go to the base.html, type ht and hit enter. Automatically, template is created. Excuse me, template is created. So just let me collapse this a little bit. Excuse me. Just give a name. Alright, so after doing that, what we're gonna do is basically we gotta head over to the Google and we're gonna say Bootstrap. Alright, so gonna go to the first link. Now we're gonna do some copy pasting, of course, as usual. We always do that, right? So first of all, gotta copy all the scripts. Oops, all the scripts. So back here, make some space. Make and oh, okay. I think I was using a different button, so just hit command and you just paste it. Don't forget to paste the CSS, because without that, no, that won't be like looking good. We need the CSS as well. So paste that as in. Now scroll that, indent that a little bit for making it look good, right? So a little bit spacing here, a little bit space there, and looks beautiful, right? Now we are gonna use Flask, so we're gonna use a template inheritance. So I'm gonna create this block content, right? Then I'm gonna say end block. So basically this is for the template. So whatever I'm gonna just show you what I mean by that. So let me just pull up my notes real quick. So this is our base template for this is nothing, our base template. Now we need to create our HTML code, so that's gonna be everything inside here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say so since we are using template inheritance, so if it was an HTML page, you would write all this again, right? Then you will write your h1 and you'll write all your pages. But since we are using inheritance, we don't need to do that. So we can directly start writing. So this entire code would be directly copied in the home.html, and we just need to inherit from that. So that's what we are going to do. That's the basic thing. This of as like you just inheriting the upper module is just pasted here in the home.html, but you won't be able to see, it's invisible. That's what in layman language I can say. So so ext extends, gonna extend from base.html, remember, right? So again, block content, just gonna copy this. Alright, and similarly for the end blocks. Alright, so our HTML is done, our basic HTML, right? Very basic. So now we need to define our app. So I'm gonna do a couple of imports here. So get ready. So from Flask, import Flask. Then we're gonna say from Flask, import request, import. We need a redirect. We need URL for. Then we need render templates. That's pretty much it. Now we need from Flask _ WTF. I'm gonna use WTF forms because it's very easy to do with that. And we need to get the file object, so we're gonna say .file, gonna say .import, simple file, FEILD. So just want to make sure I don't make any spelling mistakes out there. Alright, so that's done. Now we need to essentially import the submit field because we need a button to submit, right? So I can say from I can say WT forms. So from WT forms import, I can say submit field. I don't know why my autocomplete is not working, because it was very easy to do that. Just tab enter and because now I have to really type all the code, so it's kind of a little. Alright, so these are all the imports that we need to do. Just gonna do a try block. That's the way to program it properly. So we're gonna say if any of the module is missing, we want a message. Alright, and if all of them is loaded correctly, we want to print a message saying that all modules loaded. Alright, beautiful, that's done. So now we need to define our Flask app. So I forgot one more import. So from Flask underscore WTF import form. Okay, so import form, right? So just gonna do that as well. Alright, so that's done. Now we need to define our app. So app is equal to Flask, remember, right? So that's basically our app. Now we need to define our secret key. Whenever you're using WTF form, you have to always use secret keys. So SECRET underscore KEY. Oops, KEY. For now I'm just gonna say secret, right? That's done. Beautiful. Now we need to define our route. So app dot route. So this is our home page essentially. Methods, get, posts, then define index, return render templates, and what are we gonna do here? Return home.html, remember that. So now we're gonna go here to the Bootstrap, go to documentation, go to components, and search for Jumbotron. Right there. I'm gonna copy the second one. Now I'm just gonna go to my home.html, paste it, and just gonna say upload your files. Give it a little bit spacing right there. Remove the paragraph text, save it, and to make sure that everything works fine right now so far. So let's so if underscore name is equal to colon app dot run, I'm gonna say debug equals to true, so I can get the debugging messages. So that's essentially it, the first part. So just open terminal right now. Alright, so clear ls, so python 3 app.py. Yeah, we have all modules loaded successfully, so we know that all the libraries have been loaded. Open Chrome, essentially have it right here. So just gonna refresh it. So here you see upload your files here. Beautiful, we have that. Now we need to create our Flask form, like this WTF form. So make some space right there, some space right there. Hope you can see this, hopefully. Right, yep, yeah. So we're gonna define class. Just gonna make some space here and try to pull up my notes real quick. Ouch. All right, so class upload form, and what are we gonna, this is gonna inherit from form because we are using Ginger template Flask WTF form. Now we need to create a form, so we're gonna say file, and we're gonna say file field, remember, create an object of that class, then submit. Oops, my hands crazy. All right, so submit field, create that, give it a label. Oops, give it a label All right, so our form is complete. Now we can make that form on the our root. So it's gonna say form is equal to, oops, form equals to upload forms, create an object, pass that object, form equals to form. Yep, that's pretty much it. Let's just give me a small break for a second. All right, now that's done. We can move over to our home.html where we can start creating these templates. So essentially in the Jumbotron. All right, so wow, that's a, so let's head over to our home.html where we're gonna create a form. So pretty easy. Indent this a little bit. Say form. So form action. So action, what we're gonna do basically. So for action, we're gonna say post, and the method or the excuse me, we can actually specify the route. I mean, you know, but before that we need to specify this stuff right there. Oops, not action. This is gonna post. All right, so n type is equal to multi-part form data. So make sure you include that. I don't know about this part because I just copy pasted this part. I seriously don't know. If you know, you can educate me because we all are learning always. So if you know about this, you can tell me. So that's it. And so action, you're gonna say URL for, and I want to redirect this to the home page, right? Or essentially the name of the function, which is gonna be index. So home.html and index, right? So method is post, action is gonna be to that stuff. That's fine. And now we need to create the form, of course. So use Ginger templating as usual. Form dot HIDDEN underscore tag, create that, space a little bit here, 2 space there, so it's visible. Then we need to create file object, form dot file, create an object. Remember, we created the class here known as file, so essentially we can call that. So we are passing the form, remember. So we just need to say form.file or form.submit to create any buttons or, you know, whatever. So once that's done, so now we need to create a button. Wow, SUPMIT. All right, that's pretty much it. I think it should create a basic file box. Let's try it out and see if this works. I'm not adding any validation right now so far. So here you see, choose a file, and this works so far. That's good. That's what I was expecting. So I'm gonna add some, you know, break statements to add some space. Now that's done. You can just refresh it. Here you see, looks good. Now what I need to do is basically I need to customize this button. It looks pretty ugly. So I'm gonna go to Bootstrap, go to documentation, go to components, go to buttons right there somewhere. So just go to forms and just copy any one of them. So you can copy this class known as btn space btn underscore primary. Just gonna copy paste that. So it will look really good actually. So I'm just gonna show you that. So class, so just paste it here, 2 space here, 2 space there, 2 space here. Just refresh the app. Here you see blue button, nice. We want to do the same thing with this choose file. So now I'm gonna use a black color instead of so I don't know where are the buttons. All right, so they have a dark. So just copy that quickly. Now similarly, I'm gonna say class equals. Yep, that should be working fine. Wow, That's nice. We have a nice color. We have this, works fine. Looks good at least, decent. But yeah, it's fine. I mean, I wanted to give color to this, but it actually gave color to this whole stuff. It's fine. I mean, looks good. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't want a black color, so it's better I. So let it be a simple stuff. We have a choose file, we have a submit button. This looks good. I mean, decent enough, not that bad, right? So now what we gotta do is basically, so once we have that, this functionality, so we gotta go to our app.py and write the further code. So when this button is submitted or post request. All right, so let's write that. Excuse me for a second. So coming here to the index, if request dot method is equal to post, so when the button is pressed, it's gonna be a post request, right? First of all, then now we need to check the validation. So if form dot validate on submit, so validate underscore on underscore submit, so validate on submit, right? So don't forget the colon there. So once that is done, we need to grab the data from that. So file name is equal to, I'm gonna say form dot file, because we called it file here, remember, dot data, right? Now what we can do is basically, once we have the file object, we need to get the name, the data and stuff like that. So essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna return the render template, return render template. So it's gonna be home.html, and of course you have to pass form, otherwise you'll get an error. So we can print this just to show you guys. What the hell? So dot format, and this is remember this is a file object, not the file name, so it's not gonna give you like the file name. So let me indent this a little bit so you can see this in a better way. So I hope this is visible now. So the objective is, when you select this, it's gonna print a file object. So open my terminal a little bit. Here you can see, let me refresh this completely. Alright, so we have a new fresh server right here. Alright, so now when I select it, so I'm gonna select my resume. So I have a PDF, so I just select it. So here you see it's selected. Now I need to say submit. So once I say submit, if you observe here, where the hell is that? Right. Did I hit the submit button? Strange. Alright, so let's do this again. Alright, so here you can see this is a Flask WTF deprecated. Okay, that's fine. There's just a warning. So upload form, that's fine. Alright, so let's get the file name from it. So if you want to get the file name from this stuff, I don't know why this should have worked. It's fine, it'll work, I'm sure, positive about it. So yep, so what I need to do is, to get the file name, I can say file name dot file name. So quickly refresh this screen, refresh it up. I'm just gonna select a file, maybe this one, a resume. So here you can see I got the file name. It's visible, right? Doc file. So if you say dot file name, it will give the file name, and if I say dot read, it's gonna give me all the raw data. Excuse me, that's the blob data. So excuse me. So if I select that and hit submit button, this is the file. That is a PDF, right? essentially the PDF. So that's pretty easy, I say. So now what we need to do, guys, we need to create the database. So we're not gonna make SQL Alchemy. We're gonna do our old-fashioned SQLite. Give me 1 second. I need a break. All right. So we need to create the database now. So all right. So let's do that. We have SQLite. So define database. All right, so we are gonna do the first step is create connection. That is Sqlite3.connect, and the name of the database is gonna be ytd.db because it's a YouTube video. So yeah, maybe. So cur equals to con.cursor, creating a cursor, right? Cursor. Wow, that's a long video, I'm very sure. Cursor.execute. So I can just. So one more. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Create table if not exist, yes. And the name of the table is my table. Sorry for that. And the column it has gonna have a name column. It's gonna be text, gonna be a data, gonna be a blob because it's a PDF file, remember, essentially. So that's done. It's pretty easy, and we just need to insert the data. So just gonna do a copy paste. There you go. I'm lazy because I already did this. I'm doing it 2 times because for my YouTube video. So yeah, so I've already written all of these. So that's pretty much it. That's our basic simple database. So we just created a connection cursor. We wrote a simple query, simple SQL command, I would say. We just now need to call hold on. So what we need to do is basically we just need to now call the function. So database, remember, I'm just doing that. Name equals to file name. If you want the name of anything, because remember, a file underscore name is an object. To get the file name, it's dot file name. Now it's data, right? Oh, I did. Okay. So let us pass name data, because here we are giving the name and data. We have to supply the data to this, right? So the data would be file name dot, and we need the actual data. So we're gonna say read, which is a predefined method on that object, right? So that's gonna add on the database. That's it. It's pretty easy, you know. And we can pop up a message to the user saying that was added on the database. So again, what are we gonna do? Hey, copy paste. Go to Bootstrap. So go to popovers. There should be something known as alerts. Remember, alerts. So copy paste. We're gonna take this one, right? Copy that. Copy. And go to the div tag of that. So right here, gonna copy all of that. So the thing is, I want to call this when I hit the submit button. So is there a way you should check? Yeah, but the problem is when I run this. So the thing is, if I put it just right here, it's gonna pop up. But I would just want to pop up when I actually submit the button, you know. So that's what I want to do. I don't know. Yeah, that's fine. We can do that later on. Let's run it and see if that works first of all. That's more important. Alright, so that's the pretty much code, and let's run the code. So clear, run the Flask app, copy, and paste it here. Here you can see choose file. Now I'm gonna select my PDF, that's my resume. So now it's selected. Here you can see. Now if I hit submit button, now it would be uploaded on a database. You see ytd.db. So let me quit this server for a while. stop it. And if I do show in Finder, reveal in Finder, of course, and left click, open with SQLite Studio. Oh no, Studio. It will again have to. I want to do in a SQLite browser. That's more like easy to see and stuff. So just say okay. Here you see that my table, browse data. We have a blob. This is your PDF file. This is the name of the file. Here you see. It's pretty easy. That's all. That's it. I mean, that's that easy. So of course you can do a little bit of CSS here, the styling and stuff like that. So just gonna do one small stuff. Just gonna align this in the center, hopefully. Should I do that? Yeah, you can do that. Then I can directly upload it on the GitHub. You can copy paste the code. All right, so style, gonna say type text CSS, right? So remember, what we need to do, center is container. So essentially select that, text align, center, font align, center, padding 10 pixels. Yeah, it should be fine. So if we run this, yeah, oops, oh, I need to run it, of course, I forgot that. So run it again. Here you see now it's in center beautifully. All right. Let's get back to the part 2, that is getting the data from the database. So in the last part, we designed a beautiful Flask app. You remember we were uploading the files on the database, and now we need to do this. So when we click the download, it downloads the data from the database essentially, which is a PDF. Here you can see. And yep, that's all. So let's do this, guys. It's pretty interesting. So we did the part 1. It's about 30 minutes long, and I know it's very informative, and so make sure to do that. So here is the logic basically. So what I did is basically I created one button. Where is my form? So yeah, so I just created one more button known as download. So it's a submit field, and if I just go to my home.html, I just created one extra form, and I'm redirecting it to downloads when that button is clicked. Here you can see. So then when I come to the download page, so essentially which is right there, right? So when this is clicked, so let me just show you the route. So here you can see it comes to here, it calls this function, it creates this form and checks if the request is post. If yes, then it executes the SQL query, which is right here. Easy. So just fetching the data from the database that we created. And now one thing that you need to do is basically include these 2 lines. So from Flask you have to say import send file, and from IO import bytes IO. So just do that. It's that's it. I mean, and you can say send file bytes IO data underscore v, which is nothing but the binary data of your file. Attachment file is equal to the name of the file that you want to download, as I said flask.pdf. And as attachment equals to true, so because it's going to be downloaded as an attachment. So that's it. I mean, it's that easy. I mean, the entire code is there on my GitHub account, so make sure to check that out. The links are in the description section below. If you think I did a good job, give a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share this video. As usual, thank you for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed. Have questions, post them in the comment section below, and I shall try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching.